health insurance plan. So I know that in the past, there was an opportunity to waive and purchase an outside plan. Starting spring, everybody's going to be required to purchase our student plan, and there are only going to be a few exceptions that will be allowed. So if you're a sponsored student or somehow you're covered through some kind of employer-sponsored plan. Now, because you're not able to purchase the plan just yet, if you're having issues registering for classes, you need to make sure that you email the international office, because what we're doing is temporarily lifting the hold from your accounts so that you can enroll in your courses, and then from there, just keep in mind that the hold will still be in place for later, and you can then purchase the plan once we have our site up and running for purchase. So just keep in mind, email us if you need to register for your courses so that we can temporarily lift that hold. And other things that I also want to make sure that I do mention is that, you know, we're still dealing with COVID-19. And there are still a lot of things in place. So there are still travel restrictions that are in place for certain countries. So for example, travel from Europe or the Schengen area, same thing for Brazil and China, and there might be another few countries. So if you're thinking about traveling or going home for fall, before you make any travel arrangements, I would say make sure that you check the travel state.gov website, which I've listed here on the slide, to check for any travel advisories, just because you never know. This could change anytime between now and December. You know, some of these restrictions might be lifted, but we don't know at this time. So just know that everything's a risk. And before you travel, you just need to be aware of what might be going on in terms of travel restrictions. So make sure you check the restrictions before traveling. Also important, if you're traveling, you need to make sure that your visa is valid. If it's not valid, then you'll need to renew it in your home country before you can come back to the US. The other thing that's currently in place is that a lot of US consulates and embassies are currently closed. Now, I believe they're slowly starting to reopen, and it's happening in phases, but we cannot, you know, as an international office, we can't guarantee that you're not going to have any issues coming back. So these are things that you need to be aware of and that they're risks. And just a reminder in terms of travel signatures are still required for travel. And what you need to do is make sure you complete the travel signature request form. You can send it to the ISS office, and we can then make arrangements in order for you to get a travel signature on your I-20. All right, so I'm wondering, I probably ran through those really quickly. So questions that you all may have, or anything you want to add, Hamoud?
No, just thank you so much for doing that. And
no problem.
Yeah, and you know, I hope you're all doing well. So this is to get your feedback and to see how you're doing. But Anissa, maybe you want to introduce the people who are here, the staff, and the most important person is Professor Janine Gasco. You have to give her some time.
Go ahead.
So go ahead, introduce the team.
Okay, introduce myself. So I'm Dr. Janine Gasco in the anthropology department, and I've been involved with international education for quite a number of years on campus. Principally as a leader of faculty-led study abroad. So I mostly have been working with students that we take to various of our abroad locations, which of course we're not doing right now, unfortunately. But so I'm here to answer any questions or perhaps serve as a liaison to some student groups. I know the Anthropology Club, for example, would be very interested in getting to know the international students. We have a number of our students have studied abroad or come from abroad themselves. So I'm just here to help out in any way I can.
Thank you. Dosha, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Dosha and I'm the International Admissions Coordinator. So for those students that are new, which I see two that are continuing students, but new to different programs, you have probably been communicating with me and Emiko, but I come from El Camino College before, and I worked in their international office for 4 years. So I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to help.
Great. Hi, thank you. Rachel, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Yes, my name is Rachel Wangui, and I'm the study abroad advisor. And I also oversee a small number of exchange students who come to Dominguez Hills during the academic year or if they want to do a semester. And I've been on campus for over 10 years. I was an international student once upon a time. And so I work with the International Student Services on occasion. But if you have any question for me, please, bring it on.
Thank you, Rachel. Armand, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, my name is Armand Rucker. I'm the Visa and Immigration International Coordinator. I am also the primary designated school official for the F program and the responsible officer for our J program. And I work with Rachel on faculty-led programs, and I work on H-1B visas for our employees. And I'm also responsible for our international agreements with other universities and organizations. And I help Vanessa if she needs help.
Thank you. Fawn, do you want to go next?
Hi, I'm Fawn Supranat, and I work with the American Language and Culture Program, so ESL and also Study Abroad America. And anything else that needs help with, I'm more than willing to help. You guys are always welcome to come to me anytime.
Thank you, Fawn. Emiko, you want to go next?
Sure, I was trying to hide from everyone, but it's great to see everyone
Can't
here. New students, continuing students. We hope that everyone's safe and remain healthy. Again, my name is Emiko Kawashima. I work with Dosha when students ask about the universities during the application process. So most of you guys, I guess I'm done with you, but I'm still here. If you have any questions or concerns, if I can help you, I'll be happy to help. And I also work with Anessa as well, and everyone else in the office, of course, with Dr. Salhi. So, thank you. And, hope that your rest of the summer will go well, all of you. And then we look forward to seeing you in the near future when all this pandemic is done.
Thank you, Emiko. And lastly, Anand, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm a final sem student and an international student. I work with the International Student Services to help you guys with your emails and replies. And when I don't know stuff, I just ask Anissa and just reply anyways.
Anand is a really great addition to the international office, and he's been really helpful. So thank you, Anand.
All right, I think Anissa, now you go ahead. I think you have some questions, right?
Yes, we had one question in the chat. Student asked, if my I-20 is valid, but my F1 visa is expired, will that influence my study for the next semester? And the answer to that is no. Part of this has to do with your status, and your status is dictated by your I-20. So your I-20, if it started, let's just say hypothetically, fall 2019, and technically your program end date on your I-20 might be spring 2021, that is what dictates your status, not necessarily your visa. Your visa is for travel. So if your visa is expired and you decided to travel outside of the US, let's just say next month, you would need to renew that visa before you are able to come back to the US. But technically you can be here in the US, continue studying as long as your I-20 is valid, okay? Other questions that you all may have, don't be afraid to ask. You can unmute yourself and ask, or you could put it in the chat. Oh, somebody just asked, am I able to renew my visa in the US? And technically the answer to that question is no. The only way you can renew your visa is outside of the US. So you would have to do it at a US consulate, preferably in your home country. That way you won't have any issues with travel, but that's not something that is possible in the United States. Okay. Other questions that you guys may have regarding fall, regarding insurance. I know we had some latecomers join us. So for those of you who may have joined us a little late, we were talking about the fall guidance. For now, you all are not required to be enrolled in an in-person or hybrid class. You are okay to be enrolled in all online classes for fall. But just keep in mind that you are still required to abide by visa regulations, which means that you still have to be enrolled in a full-time course load for fall. And all other immigration regulations are still in place, so you still have to abide by that. The last day to pay fall tuition. I don't have the answer to that. Anybody know, Amiko or Fawn or Armand, do you know when fall tuition fees are due?
I could check the schedule.
Okay, all right.
Usually it is due like before the classes start.
Okay.
But you can also have two other options. The first one is you can have a payment schedule with the SFS, that is Student Financial Services. You can do this by emailing them at sfs@csudh.edu. The second one is if you still need additional time, you can contact the international office and we can talk to SFS and get you some additional time to pay the fees.
All right.
I have a question.
Go ahead. What is your name?
Oh, my name is Lavon Okello.
What program are you in?
Computer science.
Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna ask you guys if you guys know what's gonna happen for the spring semester.
We don't know yet. We haven't received that guidance yet. So all I can tell you is that expect changes.
Yeah.
My guess is they might want to have us revert back to previous regulations, which were pre-COVID, which means in-person instruction, but at this point, we don't know. The guidance that was issued July 6th was something that we were all blindsided by. We weren't given enough warning. So hopefully any guidance for spring, we will have enough notice so that we can prepare and all that other stuff. So, so keep a lookout for that. Hopefully we'll keep you all posted once we know.
All right, thank you.
No problem. This is a good question. So somebody asked, as a student, are you required to purchase the health insurance if you're going to be studying from your home country? So if you notify the international office and let us know, hey, I am going to be continuing my studies from my home country, you provide us with the appropriate documentation, such as your flight itinerary, your I-94 that basically states that you've left the US. No, you will not be required to purchase the health insurance. Now, if you are here in the US and taking classes, enrolled full-time and all that other stuff, yes, you are going to be required to purchase the health insurance. Someone asked, where can I purchase the health insurance? We're going to send you all the link to purchase the health insurance. We're still finalizing all the information regarding the health insurance, but we hope that will be done soon. So keep a lookout for an email from us in regards to the health insurance. If just in case you all missed the information that I presented earlier, know that the health insurance plan that we have now is with a new provider. The rates are much better. So it's actually going to cost less than the plan that we have currently in place that hasn't expired. And the coverage is a lot better than what the plan we currently have in place. So we hope to have that done soon. So just be patient with us. We are still just fine tuning the little bits and details on that. Other questions that you all may have?
And Nissa, there is a question there from Hassan. Hassan,
Yes.
can you talk a little bit about your question?
Yes, please.
Hassan, are you there? We can't hear you, Hassan. I think there was a reason why Hassan decided to start this question. Oh, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi there. This is MD Hassan.
Hi there. Ask your question. I know you posted it on the chat, but
Yes.
Hey, Hassan, before you go, what's with MD? What does MD for?
It's a short form of Muhammad. So on my passport, when I went to the passport office first time, I had a long name, Mahmudul Hassan. So they say it's a really big ass name. So we can put it on the passport. You have to make it short. So
wow.
I had to make it MD.
Oh, yeah, it's a good medical doctor title.
Yeah, the people think I'm doctor, but no.
Hey, that's great.
You should put a period after MD so it looks.
Yes. So the question is, I'm expecting to graduate the next spring,
Okay.
spring 2021. I've been emailing for my internship job for last 4 months, and I haven't got any answer yet. My advisor told me all the company right now hiring who has the US citizenship and who was born already over here. No company has been hiring right now. The thing is that I'll be graduate right now from 1 year from now, and I need some experience based on the major. And I don't see any company right now hiring or sponsoring for OPT or CPT. So I was hoping if international office work out with the job center or the career center to help out, especially the international student. And this thing, the COVID-19 pandemic is affecting the job situation so much. And I don't know what's going to happen in future.
So, Anissa, can you talk about the program we're working with the Career Center? This is a good opportunity to advertise it.
Yeah, so we've actually been working with the Career Center to look at other resources for international students, because much like what you're mentioning, some of your concerns in terms of job prospects and all that stuff and planning, there are other students who are also feeling the same way. So we've been talking to the Career Center in terms of what kind of resources could be available. So we've been looking at a few kind of more outside resources in terms of special sites that are going to be dedicated more for international students in terms of helping with the job search. Some of that is still being finalized and not accessible just yet, but keep a lookout for some of that. And then, anything can change between now and when you graduate. So, I mean, I have had a few students who have told me who have found a few internship opportunities. So I know that it's difficult right now with COVID, but not impossible is what I'm trying to say. It just might take a little bit more time. applying to more jobs than you probably would have pre-COVID. So what I'm trying to say is don't give up and continue applying for jobs, looking for opportunities, and using your professors as a resource. They probably have connections in the industry. So I would say try, connecting with them and finding out if they might know of any potential opportunities for you.
Yes, I'm trying. Like, thing is that the Trump administration announced like no hiring international student at the end of this year. So I have no hope to hiring any company at the end of this year. So I have to try the another year. So which for like 2021 May, I'll be done my graduate. In the meantime, I won't have any experience based on my major. So if the international office work with career center, put one officer or one staff who specially work with international office, because the staff I'm contacting with, they work with the domestic student and the international student too. And their high majority is the domestic student. They especially work with domestic student. So when they hear OPT, CPT, they ask me like, like, what is that? So I have to explain that. What is OPT? What is CPT? What is internship? It's hard to do, like, working with them.
Got it. And are you saying that those are questions that are coming up by employers? Is that what you're saying? Employers
Yes,
are
like
asking
if the career center can put one employee who specially work with gonna especially work with the international student. I mean, the person will know everything about international student and help them,
Mm-hmm.
So if I may, Mohammed, you are really in the same page as where we are.
Yes.
In the past, we had software, but we didn't coordinate very well with the career center. As Anissa just told you, we are in discussion with them to purchase this software, this program, and it will be specifically designed, or a big portion of it will be designed for international students. It will be information about employment all over, in the US. And we are going to coordinate better with the international education. But the best bet for you is just you bring it today. Once you are at that stage and looking for jobs and you need our help, contact Anissa, because notice I'm not asking you to contact me. She's the one who has you. but contact her, and we'll do all our best to make it to help you. The other thing, there are some realities. Nobody is sort of sure what's going to happen in the future, but there is also some realities. The realities is that COVID will be here for a while. The reality is that reliance on international labor, on international expertise, has been part of this country. So, despite what's happening in the political scene, I don't think it's that bad. I think things from here to November may change. It's not as it's been perceived. This doesn't mean that I'm expecting bad news. But the point is that because you have expertise, because you're good at what you do, and the education you have, things could be better than if you, that's the best way to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it change. So we can all get benefits out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Anissa, thank you for the information. I'll contact you if I have any questions. I appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question. So we also have students who are graduating this semester, like end of summer and end of fall. What about them? We literally have no time for the program to start.
What are you referring to, Anand?
So the same question as Hassan has, but Hassan is graduating in spring, so he has a year. We also have students here, like a lot of students I can see on the screen who will be graduating end of summer and end of fall. What about them? Will the software be ready before that?
Are you talking about OPT? Are you talking about jobs? What exactly, Anand?
All of it, sir. So as of this point, Career Center does not help a lot with the CPTs and OPTs? No, I'm not
Yes.
saying how to apply for it. I'm saying like to help us get a job after we get a OPT or a CPT approval. So what about these students?
Yes, because I'm gonna say something because when you're done, you're graduate, you have like 3 months, 90 days. In 90 days, I have to show the USCIS that I have a job offer or OPT or CPT. If I don't show them, then I have to leave the country. And usually any company who offers the job opportunity, they ask for any experience. Right now in this pandemic, no company is hiring, and the student who is gonna be graduate this fall or spring, it's gonna be hard for them.
So we have, as I said, the other realities is there is so much we could do as an office. What I could guarantee you is that we can I could reach out to the head of the center, the career center, and ask them to help provide resources. I don't know if those resources are different from the one that you already have. And that's the reality. In other words, if it's a matter of, is it a matter of getting to access to the source and have the opportunity is just not out there. But I think, Anand, maybe what you do is that either, because we don't want to have everybody reaching out to Nicole, if you could send me, or if the students who are graduating this summer and in the fall a little bit, we have a little bit of time, but for the summer, and and I know which areas they're looking at, I could reach out to Nicole to see if she has information in the areas that they're looking for. Would that help? Would that be something we could do? That we could do. But the problem with it is that does the information that the center has is it different from the one that you have? Yeah, but we'll try. Will that help, Anand? Is that, yeah?
So we can just discuss about this later, like not take up other people's time. We can just discuss this after the meeting.
See, you ask the question, and when we answer it, you give us something else.
No, sir. Actually, this is not just this one point. It is a complete list of points.
Okay.
And
so number one. Okay. So number one, this is how we can help, is to identify which areas the student needs information. So it's easy for me to say, to ask, there is demand, there are students who are graduating in computer science and may need information. That's easy to do. Okay.
Yeah.
The other areas, Anand, that you have?
Sir, I can just get you the areas based upon the majors of the students. I'll give you the demographic of the areas. It won't take a long time.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that helps. See, you have the answer. Thank you.
So on that note, though, about OPT, for those of you, because I think there are some students who are OPT that have joined our Zoom meeting today, just know that technically, for the most part, pre-COVID, students were on OPT were required to work a minimum of 20 hours, and that was considered full-time for OPT, and that was what is required by USCIS as meeting your obligations while on OPT. For now, because we're under the March guidance, it means that as long as you're working, even if it's under 20 hours, USCIS will not penalize you all. So what I'm saying is make sure that you're reporting all of your employment on the SEVP portal or submitting your employment reports to the ISS office. And keeping that up to date, even if you're not working full time. So even if your hours are, I don't know, let's just say hypothetically, you're only working 10 hours a week and it's under the 20 that you're technically would be required if we weren't, in the current COVID stage. make sure that you're reporting. The one thing they're not being as lenient on right now is the 90 days of unemployment. So if you're reaching the 90 days of unemployment, reach out to the international office. We can talk about your options and all that. But like I said, just make sure that you're reporting your employment regardless if it's under 20 hours a week. Right. Other questions?
Yeah, I had a question. Hello?
Yes, what is your name?
Hi, my name is Ahmed.
Hi.
Hi.
What program are you in?
So my major is computer science. I'm a sophomore, I believe. Yeah, I'm a sophomore. So I'm just about to enter my second year of college.
Okay.
And so I had a question regarding the the upcoming semester. I have a lot of colleagues since this whole pandemic and everything's out in the open. A lot of colleagues were discussing that many colleges are doing hybrid. So for example, in my course, I'll just go with the example of physics. Since physics is such a subject where a lot of students require on-hand experience, like we can't learn over the virtual environment, and a lot of subjects are in the same boat as me. For example, biology and other subjects. So my question to you is that is CSUDH planning completely to go virtual, or are they going to do kind of half a half? Will they give the students the ability to kind of pick and choose, okay, you're going to run the risk of whatever in terms of your health and all that stuff? Because a lot of people are actually they're going to say that, hey, I don't want to hit my learning, I don't want to, I would much rather take the risk and go on campus, but that will be on me.
Good question. So know that our mode of instruction is considered hybrid, but about 94% of our classes are online, and the other 4% are either considered hybrid or in person. Now, in terms of what's going to be required in terms of your hybrid or in-person class, how often you're going to be required to report or go to campus will really be dictated by your instructor. Your instructor might just say, this is a hybrid class, but you're only required to come in and turn in your assignments or come in for maybe blank lab. So some of that will be dictated by your instructor as to how often you'll have to go to class,
Okay.
meaning campus.
Yeah.
They might host a lot of the stuff online, but really it would be difficult for me to say because everybody's going to have every instructor might have a different way of handling it. Oh, do you want to chime in? Go ahead.
Yeah,
I might be able to. Oh, did you want to say something?
No, go ahead, Jane. Go ahead.
I've been going to the town hall meetings as much as possible on campus, and the last one I attended, it was pretty clear that at least the lower division labs, I think that maybe are the ones that you're speaking about, were going to be online. They weren't going to be among those courses that were going to even have the possibility of meeting on campus. So the instructors of those have had to be very creative in creating, kind of online labs, but it's being done across the country. So I really would be surprised if you encountered a lab associated with physics or biology or chemistry that required that you come to campus. At least that's the latest thing I've heard.
If I may, Ahmed, did you receive an email from Anessa asking you to tell us if you are registered for classes or any of the classes that we sent you? You can register in them?
Yeah, so the the announcement from the administration that the whole international students, yes, I did receive that email. And yeah, go ahead.
So that's the list. That's the final list. So all the classes that are approved for a hybrid, is that what we sent you?
Okay.
We were going to add classes, had this guidance, sort of made us do that. But for now, if your class is listed is there, that's it, because it's the chancellor's office has already approved it. So it's just a matter of checking there, and that's it. And those classes are designed to be sort of following the rules. So you have the social distancing, everything you need. We need to adhere to the rules. We'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, Jen.
No, that's fine. I'd like to get, can you send me that list? Because I haven't seen the list either.
Yeah, you know, it's better. They send us a document. I mean, it's a document. It's like it towards the end. And I think what Anissa did is you lift it, right?
Yeah, I'll post it on the chat so that you guys
Yeah,
can.
and send
Oh, thank
send
you.
a copy there if you are in front of it, just to Jen, right? Yeah.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? So a question: how is it going for you guys? Are you getting tired of the United States and want to get away from it? You're being patient.
Yeah, I think we're being patient as much as we can.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ahmed. Yeah. You know, yeah. Anybody else?
I actually had a question in regards to that. Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I'm an international student from Finland, and I'm actually getting kind of tired. Not just joking, but I am leaving to go home because I think this is a great opportunity for me to spend some quality time with my family. My 8-year-old cousins didn't even remember me anymore, so. I thought this is a good time for me to go home. I had a question though in regards to that. So if school does end up being online for the spring too, and I want to return to the country, am I able to if I have my I-20 signed?
That's a good
So let me
question.
make sure that I'm understanding your question. So if you're saying if we happen to be online for spring and you want to come back to the US, is that what you're referring to? I mean, this goes back to we can't guarantee that you're not going to have any issues returning. I would just say first, make sure that your visa is valid. Second, make sure that there aren't any other travel restrictions for you to come back to the US. So keep in mind, currently, there are travel restrictions for the Schengen area. So from anybody who's a citizen of that country to travel to the US. So hopefully for spring, that's already been lifted, or hopefully by the end of the year that restriction won't be in place anymore. And I would say just make sure that you check in with the international office before you plan any of your travel. But as of right now, we don't really know what will happen for spring. You know,
Okay.
we don't even know in terms of what our mode of instruction will be for spring either.
Right.
So there's a lot of uncertainties right now, but hopefully we start little by little going back to normal, but it's hard to say at this time.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Other questions?
I had one question regarding employment. So because there were a lot of students that mentioned that weren't getting employment opportunities and like OPT extensions and all that. So if you are an employee of CSUDH, can you continue, like if they offer you a job employment after your graduation, is that a possibility? And would that be counted as 20 hours per week? Or do you have to remain a student to be able to work on campus for the university?
Good question. So first off, if you get a job offer from CSUDH and it's after you graduate, so therefore you're on OPT, you would need to be hired not as a student. You would probably need to be hired under a different classification. So you wouldn't necessarily be considered a student employee or a student assistant. The other thing that's important is that while you're on OPT, your employment needs to be related to your field of study. So if the employment offer that you're receiving is not related to your field of study, that's not gonna,
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to accept that job.
Mhm.
But technically, if everything falls in place, it's related to your field of study, they're hiring you and offering you, let's just say 20 hours a week, you know, and they've told you we want to hire you for a blank amount of time, that should be fine.
Okay, perfect.
That
Thank you.
qualifies as employment.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Other questions? Other things you want to discuss, Hamid?
Maybe you want to introduce DOSHA or the Unibody program.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll let Dosha do that. That's her baby.
I really don't have anything to say about it right now because I mean, I'm still learning it. So I don't know. We're going to have an international chat feature soon.
But maybe explain what's the program actually is what does it do? Yeah.
It's a chat feature where we can have ambassadors and they can put their information on there and they can chat with students in their home country languages if they want to, or by program.
And it will be on the website, so it'll be accessible. Staff members will be able to answer questions, but I think we'll have also some students potentially answering questions as well. So, yeah.
It'll mainly be students
Mm-hmm.
that'll be answering the questions.
So it's another opportunity for international students to get in contact with others and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as soon as, I mean, I literally just have the dashboard on Thursday. So as soon as I'm able to, maybe in the next week or two, I'll send out a Google request form to students to see who is interested in being an ambassador. It's about an hour a week time commitment. It's just a volunteer. And if you want to be a part of the program and you want to chat with students from your home country that are interested in coming here and answer any questions that they might have, then you can fill out the form, return it to me, and then we'll set up just an interview to talk and chat and see your level of interest and to let you know what exactly being an ambassador would imply and how much time commitment it is. And if you want to be a part of it, then you can be put up on the website and have students chat with you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dosha.
Mm-hmm.
Along those lines, I do also want to mention to you all about the International Buddy Program. We are going to be looking for new mentors for the new students. This would be an opportunity to connect with new students, impart some of your knowledge, being that you all have gone through the process already, have learned a little bit about what it's like to live in the United States, learned a little bit about Dominguez Hills, know the ins and outs, maybe have recommendations for students as to what's the best restaurant in the area or what's a really good grocery store where you can get great deals. So we are going to be looking for new mentors for the Buddy program. So keep a lookout for that email. We'll hopefully get that out soon. But if any of you all are interested in being buddies for new students, don't be afraid to email us at the ISS at CSUDH email. It is a volunteer program, but just keep in mind that it is something that you can put on your resume. Sometimes I find that international students are looking for opportunities to help build their resume because maybe they haven't had much experience with finding a job or anything like that. So this would be an opportunity for you to be able to list something on your resume. So if you're interested, don't be afraid to contact the international office.
Hi, Anissa. Would that be fully virtual or would that be?
Yeah, that will be virtual. Yeah, definitely. Part of what the buddies will be doing is helping out a little bit with orientation. Orientation will be virtual. And we are working on potentially some events that will also be virtual. So, I mean, if you wanted to participate and meet your potential buddy in person, that's your choice, but that wouldn't be something we would impose on you or anything like that. So, yeah. Any other questions that you all may have? We still have a few more minutes, so please don't be afraid to ask. You can put it in the chat, or you can just unmute yourself and just ask.
Yeah, I had one other question.
Go ahead.
So regarding the campus itself, like will it, well, two parts. So first part is that will any of the services, like for example, the Toro Learning Center or the library or the computer labs, would they be open? A, and B, another question was like a lot of students are looking to pay for their upcoming semester. So will student financial services, will they be having like opening hours, like where you can go and talk to them about certain holds on your account, those kinds of things? Because a lot of students, you know, they used to pay their fees like in person before at the cashier's office or wherever they used to pay. But they might just have general questions about like some holds or some fees that were remaining from the previous semester, or maybe they were student workers that, you know, that didn't get paid, or, you know, so that was my question.
Yeah, no, those are really good questions. So Hamoud, you might have more information, but I'll start. As of right now, all of the offices, pretty much everybody's working from home. They are the main office lines should be manned. So if you call, there should be someone answering, because we do have the ability to answer our main phone line. So if you call, they should be answering. Probably the best way to reach most of the offices will be via email. But from my understanding, there isn't anybody actually in the physical offices. So if you went to whatever office, knocking on the door or window, there won't be anybody there right now. Now, in the future, I'm not sure if there are any plans to have special dates available for students to come in. I'm not really sure. Hamid, do you have any insight as to any of that?
No, you really got it. The only addition could be is some offices allow for to receive checks by mail. So that's the only option, but you're correct. There is no plan for staff to be here. And what you just said is correct. Just get in touch with the office. I think hopefully down the road, if this becomes an issue, we could post something about it, how to make payment or things like that. Yeah. Hassan, is that helpful?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just posted the link to the student financials page.
Wonderful.
For the cashier's office. And it does say that in-person payments is not available, but there's a Dropbox outside. So if they click on the link, there's a section that says pay your bills, and it gives options for the students. And you can pay online through your MyCSUDH.
I think that you're talking about the Toro Pay, right?
Yes. So check the link out, and it gives you options on how to pay your bills.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have a question. This is Anne.
Hi, Anne.
Hey, so I just went through both my personal email and my school email, and there is no email from CVIS or USCIS for my, to create the portal. Okay. So it says on the website that I'm supposed to contact my DSO to check if my email is in the system or something like that. Okay. So when you have some time, would you be able to do that?
Send me an email. You can send it to the ISS and I'll check, because then I can check what email we have on file for you in your CVIS record. Sometimes we have multiple emails and maybe it's one of those. If not, then we can update it to one that is one that you check regularly, and then from there see if the email comes in, or if not, I can put in a portal reset request.
And are you a new student?
No.
On OPT. By the way, that's a really nice profile picture.
Oh, thank you.
Like professional headshot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you've been here for a while, Anne?
I've been here for a while. Yes.
What's
I've
your
been in
major?
biology.
You're the smart one, and yet, I mean, I'm surprised. You just find out that you are not getting emails, is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, I was a little
And
concerned. I didn't know all these steps, and so I'm happy I joined this meeting.
You know, Anissa sent a check for you. Wondering.
but and check the chat box because I did put our OPT reporting form on there. So
Yeah.
in the time being, you can complete that form, email it to us, and then we can update your employment for now until you get the link to the portal.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem.
Hi, my name is Oscar.
Hi, Oscar.
Could you sum up a little bit, like the overall information?
Yes, no problem. You probably came in a little late.
Yeah, I wasn't able to access. I was trying to enter and it was throwing me out. So I
no
came in.
problem. All right, so this will be helpful for everybody, so not, so no worries. So essentially, a summary of what we talked about a little earlier is that, as we all know, July 6th, SEVP let us know, hey, you international students were going to be required to take in-person or hybrid courses. That has since been reversed. So we're back to the previous guidance, which would allow international students to be enrolled in majority of online courses. So you're not going to be required to be enrolled in a hybrid or in-person class. If your whole course load for fall is all online, that's fine. It's acceptable. Just keep in mind that you are still required to be enrolled in full-time classes. So that means, abiding by what are you undergrad?
Yes.
Yes, so that means enrolling in a minimum of 12 units. And then just keep in mind that you are still required to abide by all other immigration regulations. So if there's any concerns or you have questions about any of that, just make sure you email us about what your specific situation may be. Then from there, just know that we are working on, we're finalizing the last steps of our insurance. We have a new insurance provider for fall. And know that they've given us a better rate than our current provider. And it has much better coverage than what our current provider has. But we will be sending you all information on how to purchase that soon. But like I said, all that is still being finalized. So if you need to register for classes, email the ISS, make sure you send us your complete name and your student ID number. Because what we can do for now is just temporarily lift the hold so you can add classes, and then just know that you are still going to be required to purchase the health insurance. And just know that as of spring 2021, you will be required to purchase the CSUDH health insurance plan. I think in the past we've had students who have purchased plans from an outside provider. And that will no longer be an option as of spring 2021, okay? And what was the last thing? Oh, if you're thinking about traveling, make sure you check any travel restrictions for the areas that you are traveling. There are currently some in place. So before you plan on any travel, just make sure that you're aware, just because there's always risks involved. Make sure your visa is valid. Make sure you have a valid travel signature. And if you have any questions about any of that before you travel, you can check in with the international office. And that was pretty much a summary.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
But what about the classes? I've already picked the classes at May, and there is the time, and for all of the classes there is the time and there is the room where they're going to be. So if those classes that I've picked are not in the list, they're going to be automatically online, right? They're not going to be canceled or something.
So on your schedule, in your portal, it should state whether it is, I think it says alternative mode of instruction, internet, or something along those lines, which would let you know whether or not you would be required to go in person. I think there's something on there. It's coded a certain way where it would let you know what would be required. Does that answer your question?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Okay, okay.
I had a question.
What is your name?
My name is Faisal.
Hi, Faisal.
Hi. I just had a question about the insurance for the fall.
Yes.
Is it going to be like previous to the COVID-19 situation? Am I just going to purchase it, or was there any restrictions or anything I should be aware of?
So are you asking if you'll be able to purchase the student plan, or are you asking if you can purchase an outside plan?
About the student plan, can I just purchase it regularly as I would have before the COVID-19?
Yes, but the link is not available yet. So we will
Okay.
let you know when the link is available, and you'll be able to purchase the plan through the link that we'll send you, which will be similar to what you did before, except it's a new provider.
Okay. And there was the SEVP announcement. I believe I might have missed that because I joined late.
So yeah, a summary that I just gave a few minutes ago is
Okay.
that you're no longer required to take an in-person or hybrid class. If you're
Okay.
taking all online classes, you're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you're good.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right, so we're over the hour. We're at 3:02. So if anybody has a last minute question, make sure you ask now, or if not, you're gonna have to email the international office.
Yes.
Yes. Hazel?
It was about the immigration issues. Was there anything I need to be aware of?
Oh, just be aware that if you're traveling, you need to make sure that you're checking for travel advisories.
Okay.
And my colleague Dosha has posted the travel advisories link where you can go to check on that
Okay.
before you travel. So, you know, you just want to be aware because there are certain countries where there are restrictions. And if you travel there, you're not going to be able to necessarily come back. Or if you go to your home country, which I'm not sure what your home country is, just making sure that there aren't any travel restrictions.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you
No
so much.
problem.
Sorry, do we have to sign I-20 with you?
Yes. Yes, if you're going to travel, it's best for you to make sure that you have a travel signature. So you might want to check what the last travel signature is on your I-20. If it's over a year, and let's just say you're traveling tomorrow, or not, hopefully not tomorrow, but let's just say next month, you should get a travel signature from us before you travel.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, anybody else before we end our session? I hope that was helpful for all of you and, you know, putting you all at ease. I know
Thank
the
you.
last 2 weeks were really stressful, not just for you all, but also for us, because we were trying to figure out what we were going to be able to do. And there were a lot of questions. So I'm hoping that this at least provides you guys a little bit of ease.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Yes, no problem. All right. Anything else you want? Yeah, does someone have a question? Or Hamoud?
No, Anissa, thank you. And you're going to end it from here, right?
Yeah, we can end it from here. Thank you all so much for joining us. And
Thanks
any
again.
further questions, please don't be afraid to contact us. Anything that you're not sure about, contact the international office. We want to make sure you all are remaining in status and that you're not in any way, you know, in violation of your status unknowingly. Okay, so please contact us.
All right. Thank you, Anessa.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Take care, all of you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye.